Behind me is a 5103 John Deere. They made these between 2003 and 2008 and had a John Deere PowerTech engine in it. This tractor was later replaced by the 5045D, which is the one that I had. Really no difference. They downgraded the horsepower on the 5045D by like 5 horsepower, so instead of being a 50 horse tractor, it was a 45 horse tractor. Same motor, same everything, just different decals. And the motor down here, instead of being black, everything was green. The 03 series had a European design with the flat top fenders. Flat top fenders are very common in Europe. Sometimes there's even a buddy seat on it and the fender actually comes down further so you don't get your leg trapped in there. The 03 series, 5103, 5203, 5303 all use the same. The 5103, 5203, and 5303 all use the same 2.9 liter diesel engine. The 5103 is naturally aspirated. The 5203 also naturally aspirated, but they amped up the RPMs a little bit to give it more horsepower. The 5303 uses the same 2.9 liter motor, but it's turbocharged. Once they replaced the 3 series with the D and E series, then you had front wheel assist as an option, as well as the shell type fenders that you're accustomed to. But if you're used to the old school tractors, this is really kind of a step up because it has power steering, it has hydraulics, comfortable seat, collar shift reverse, but synchronized transmission going forward. It's pretty easy to service. All your service points are right up front. Your battery is right here in the front. It's very basic and timeless. 5103, you got 3 ranges, A, B, C, and reverse is over here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got park way over. Loader valve is attached to the frame, but this is not a quick park loader, so the loader, once installed, is not easily removed and generally stays with the tractor. The bucket is John Deere's proprietary design here, and that's detachable. Everything's easily serviced from the sides. All your grease points are easily attained. Your oil filter, your hydraulic filters under here. The seat's comfortable. It's got a lot of adjustment on it. And so your dash, you've got your lights, your flashers, hand throttle, foot throttle. John Deere calls it their economy utility. Category 2 hitch with extendable links on it. One remote, fuel in the back, work light, wheels are adjustable. And this tractor has well over 1,600 hours on it and runs flawlessly. Adjustable front end. The standard bucket was a 5 foot, this is a 6 footer, which gives you clearance of the wheels. Here's your PTO lever. Here's a park gear. And then over here, you've got your ranges. So you have A, B, and C. On the right hand side, like I showed you, you have park, 1, 3, 2, reverse, so you can shuttle shift. Single loader control valve mounted on the loader. You get the 3-point hitch, remote cylinder, and depth control. If you're used to old school tractors, this is very simple to operate. Clutch. I've got a lot of leaves here that I'm just piling up for compost. It works great for that. The disadvantage of a 2-wheel drive tractor, obviously, is that the front wheels act like a fulcrum, and they're not helping you at all. So when you're lifting up with the front, it kind of takes weight off the back. So ballast on the back is a must for any application with a loader. Now, I'm not trying to set any world's records for speed and getting stuff done. I'm just kind of putting along here. I really like these old school tractors. They're just simple, easy to use.
and they'll do everything you need it to do. You just have to remember the limitations of a two-wheel drive tractor. Generally, I like to push. If I'm pushing something, I want to push uphill and not downhill, because when you try to back out, that's when you'll start to spin. You can use your bucket to push you out, but pushing uphill usually works the best. Right here, I'm in kind of a spot where I can't back up anymore, and I want to get these leaves here, and it's tempting to use it at the dump angle to push some stuff, but you want to avoid doing that as much as possible. You want to keep the angle of your bucket as flat as possible. So I can just float along here with the bucket and just push the material up into the pile. Trying to hold a camera and operate this at the same time is kind of difficult, so let's start at some of the bad shots. It does have synchronized shift, so the gears are all in constant mesh, but you still want to really, when you're going back and forth, it's not a shuttle shift, so you have to come to a complete stop before you go from forward to reverse, otherwise you'll grind the gear. John Deere calls it synchro mesh. So, like I said, all the forward gears are in constant contact with each other to make shifting easy, but the reverse and forward are collar shifts, so you have to stop, and then the collar moves the gear over into the position it needs to be. These tractors came standard with a 5-foot bucket, but the width of the tractor with a 5-foot bucket doesn't really cover the back wheels, so you kind of want to upgrade to a 6-foot bucket, and that's what he has here, a 6-foot. Because I'm afraid there's not much soil underneath or anything to get traction in, and I don't want to be leaving the tractor there for the winter, so we'll just call that good enough, and I'll come around and clean up on the front. It does a pretty good job of cleaning up out here, and I know it's just leaves, but this works great in a barnyard for pushing silage, pushing manure. You're not going to drive it into a gravel bank anyway. With a tractor this size, you're not going to do a lot of excavating. Bucket on its loader is just not designed for that type of use. This is a farm loader. So it's really a light duty loader, but it's good enough for what you're going to use. You're going to carry round bales, you're going to clean up your barnyard, like I said, move some loose material around. You can do a little bit of digging with it, obviously, but you're not going to go dig a cellar hole with it.
So there it is, the 5103. My brother waited his whole life for a new tractor, and this thing has 1,600 hours on it and hasn't spent a day outside. It's usually washed. I did power wash it for him before I used it this last time, but kept in the barn, never left outside.